Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Steve's Wrestling Ramble. And tonight I will be doing my predictions for WWE TLC 2015. That will actually be taking place in Boston, Massachusetts. Actually, the home of the Joe Conan Show. He actually, I believe, will actually be there for WWE TLC. Should be there to check him out. I know he did a video on his channel, I think, talking about that. He'll be there, or might have been planned to be there. I know. Well, I think it was his Raw review. He didn't know if he should because of his opinions and everybody's thoughts on how bad WWE is right now, and that's that kind of situation. But he decided, if he gets the funds from his fans that donate live on the show, which is pretty awesome, by the way. In a way, I would need that to try to get new high tech, not new high tech stuff, but just general high tech stuff that people already use that would help and for my shows here, which would be better for the audience because then they'd actually want to care and keep watching and all that other stuff. So, um, so I might be an idea of mine to also float around for myself. Also, kind of news for me and my channel, since I'm just generally talking here. I'm kind of email from YouTube about being part of the YouTube Partner Program. That's pretty cool. We'll find out in time what exactly that entails, but it definitely sounds like a new step for my channel, new stuff for me, and we'll see what heights that will take me, and we'll go from there as I continue to do more and more videos, do my podcasts and everything, and just seeing what extra things or even extra opportunities come my way, because I know there's a lot of conferences. I know there's a lot of YouTube spaces in the United States, like YouTube Space. Like I know is one in New York, and I think one in California. Like in different markets of the world. I'm sure there might be a YouTube Space area here in the Midwest region that maybe I might be able to use those facilities for videos or something to actually have somewhat of a studio. That wouldn't be for every episode of my podcast or every video I would do. That would be like few and far between. And you rent the space for X amount of time and do X amount of videos at one time, and then go on from there. But maybe one podcast episode could be there. It wouldn't be live, but it would be interesting. So I don't know. So maybe opportunities like that might come my way, but not part of the YouTube Partner Program. Definitely, at least to me, seems like a positive step in that direction. But if you are new to this channel, this is your first video you're watching of mine, thank you for taking time out of your day for watching, or to watch this. Welcome to subscribe, of course. Like and share the video. That's how channels grow. That's how channels of the past grew to the points that they are at. I strive to be. So definitely help out in that way. Also, soon, whether it's now or later here in the episode, a friend of mine that, if you are already a subscriber of mine, seen in previous episodes of Talking Packers with Steve, my NFL podcast, John, fellow Packer fan, that also went to the Packer game at Thanksgiving night that I went to as well. Against the Chicago Bears in that game. But he will be here on this episode at some point. I'll be doing an interview with him. He is, as I have it there in the title of his video, a former WWE fan. From what I understood, he was a fan back in the Attitude Era. From the superstars he named off that he remembers from his time. So that'll be kind of fun talking to him and like I said, being in an interview kind of setting, just asking him questions of his fandom and everything around that, with his past and history with the WWE product, and why he no longer watches, or what would it take for him to maybe start watching again? Would it be me and my podcast? Would it be all that other stuff? I mean, he is a busy man. He's married, has a son. His wife is pregnant and due with another child soon. So life and true responsibilities coming away. Just like I know my best friend Tyler, who himself is a former WWE fan. He doesn't watch for his own reasons as well anymore, except for times that I come over to hang out and we watch a pay-per-view, and I show him. I try to pick one of the pay-per-views from the last couple of months that that I thought would be best to show him. So we do that sometimes when we hang out. But anyways, that interview will be happening, like I said, whenever he is able to jump on. And when he jumps on, and I'm interviewing him, if there's others that I know that I sent the link out to, if they want to jump on as well to ask him more questions that maybe I didn't think of, I'm welcome to do that as well. I did tweet that out at WWE_podcast, which is my Twitter handle here for the show, as you can see in the banner there below, or banner here below this video. Of questions that I could ask him and everything. I got a couple through DM and through tweets. I only got like 2 or 3, but still, it's appreciated to those who did. But beyond that, I'll get the ball. And that's one aspect. But anyways, while I wait for him, and we'll stay topic at hand, I'm gonna go through my predictions for the 2015 TLC. Going into it, for me, the only thing I'm really interested in, or the one match that I'm really gonna be glued to the TV, so to speak, watching from bell to bell, will be Kevin Owens versus KO Kevin Owens versus the Lunatic Fringe Dean Ambrose. I think that match definitely should be, will be, could be match of the night. And I think will be the match even above the title match and these other somewhat like Survivor Series style matches. Will carry the show and be the bright spot in what seems like a terrible build to be had from Survivor Series to TLC. And to me, my thinking and my way of judgment, it kind of pains me to even say that there's a terrible build, or this pay-per-view is not going to be great, or all this other stuff. I mean, it's the truth. But to me personally, it's like, punch in the gut in a way, because I'm a big, obviously I'm a big WWE fan. I wouldn't be doing this podcast if I wasn't. I wanted to interact with other fans of the WWE universe. So to see the WWE, and specifically Raw, and the ratings issues, and even from last week going down in the ratings from the previous week was 2.21, and then the go-home show for TLC was just a mere 2.17. 3 weeks ago, I think it was a 2.09. So that fluctuation between there, still being in the low twos, is not good, not best for business, and not something WWE wants, especially at this time. I mean, you could say it's a low point, you could say this, you could say that, and Triple H even spoke about it in a conference call that it originally was for and to talk about NXT London, which I know many people are looking forward to. Even my good friend from Main Event Marks, Mike Cologne, was planning to take a half day to be able to watch the entirety live of the NXT show, and I'm sure there's a lot of other WWE fans that do the same, or making plans around that to watch it, because it's starting at different time, because obviously it's in London, in England, so planning accordingly. So the success with NXT and the issues with Raw and Rodney, and just I guess just a mess Monday Night Raw. Like I said, I think I say that because I'm a big fan. I want it to succeed. I want it to be the best thing out there. I want it to be what it's supposed to be, number one. But at least specifically to Raw, that's not the case. But hopefully TLC here can do well enough to be able to get us past here, get into the 2016, and get into the road to Rumble, the journey to the Royal Rumble, and everything should be smooth sailing from there. Because from the night after TLC all the way from the night after WrestleMania, usually WWE gets stuff together and able to do a lot better with their Raws, even SmackDowns. And something that I was going to say last night on Main Event Marks, when I answered the question from the host, Andy Cooter, about how to fix things and should there be a brand split and all this other stuff. I was going to say that, yeah, I think WWE has a great opportunity here coming in 2016 when SmackDown moves to the USA Network instead of, I guess its premiere is going to be on a Thursday. But after that, go live on Tuesday. Have a brand split. Bring back the World Championship. Do all that stuff. Bring back the WWE Draft. I know I enjoyed the WWE Draft each and every year. I know not everybody did, but you can't please everybody. But you bring all that stuff back, whether you feel it's a desperation move, whatever your opinion on that would be. But to me, I think it would be great. I think it would help out with the ratings, would help out with storylines, help out with writing, would help out in many aspects in WWE, help in maybe even more so helping with SmackDown being live and being on Tuesdays, building that brand up to what it used to be as well. So that's what I would want for change in WWE in 2016. And hopefully that that will be the case. We'll have to soon see in time, right? So we'll have to see if that all happens when we get to 2016. But as for TLC, I guess I'll run through here the matches. First off, I'm going to go with Ryback versus Rusev. I got Rusev going here. I think the Nations members are going to do pretty well here. That's a pay-per-view. I'm going to go Rusev over Ryback. Then the Dean Ambrose, Kevin Owens Intercontinental Championship match. No match. I got KO Kevin Owens successfully defending as much as I'd like to see Dean. And, I'm not too happy myself about how, or at least the perception of how it seems to me he's using Dean right now. I really think it would have worked if they put the title on him, having him a heel. It's a lunatic friend. I think he'd be great as a heel. But then again, he's doing well as a face. So either way, just would at least give him a chance because, what they've been doing with him since Survivor Series and losing to Reigns there and going back to the doldrums of the mid card. Whatever that's worth to him, personally. But I'm going to go KO Kevin Owens successfully defending his Intercontinental Championship there against Dean Ambrose. Then I got the Triple Threat Tag Team ladder match for the tag team titles. We got the New Day versus the Usos versus the Lucha Dragons. I'm going to go with the New Day successfully defending. As much as I'd like to see the Lucha Dragons are kind of my tag team that I really do hope get a good push and get a good run as tag team champions at some point. I'm sure that their time is coming. Whether it's WrestleMania, Royal Rumble next month or whatever. But for right now, I think the New Day should successfully defend just because WWE, can see that the New Day being their saving grace for Raw. That's why, even as fans have said or whatever, that maybe they're overexposing them because they see this one thing that's working for Raw and using it so much that at some point then they'll just get old to the crowd. I mean, that's why it worked in the first place because it was far between, or at least once on a show, just like anything else should be, seen once on a show of Raw. Now that they're overexposed, it could have a negative effect and a positive, but that's what they're working with now because of the injuries and all the other situations going on with Raw. I'm gonna go with the New Day successfully defending their tag team championships because Alberto Del Rio versus Jack Swagger in a chairs match for the United States Championship. I don't see Alberto Del Rio dropping the title here, even with the little interaction there was a Coulter after Raw or during Raw at some point. They're backstage. I still see him getting the win, keep the title. Maybe John Cena when he comes back, will win the title off with Del Rio. But as of right now, I don't see Jack Swagger getting it. And we got elimination tables match. We got the Wyatt family versus Team Extreme, the Dudley Boys, Tommy Dreamer, and Rhino. I'm going to go with the Wyatt family, and to be even more specific, the last two standing probably would be Bray Wyatt and Braun Strowman. Braun Strowman beats the guy, looking strong. Plus, then you have Bray Wyatt as well, because you need him to actually look strong, singly by himself, not just having his team win, but him being one of the sole survivors in a way. Like I tweeted out during Raw when they had all these teams show up, and then had the big 16-man fatal four-way fatal four-way stables kind of match there. Then I was like, did I forget that, Survivor Series was a month ago? These teams should have maybe done this then. Sort of tweets. I thought that was kind of awesome. It was definitely retweet worthy. But here I got the Wyatt family, and specifically Bray and Braun, because of, like I said, for Bray, it's not just gonna work well for him, just for the team to win. And Braun looking strong and the only one left. Can I have him and Braun there together, because he needs it. Maybe even more so than Braun needs it. I mean, Braun's new. He could, he doesn't have to be so far. But Bray, I think, does with everything happening in the past few months for Bray, booking of Bray as well. And that's what WWE does. Or at least that's what they do with Bray Wyatt. It seems like, here they're losing these matches and these feuds, and then, we give them a little more hope, like we're going to push them. And they win a feud or win a couple matches, and then, carpet get pulled under him. So fans of Bray Wyatt, it's like, at some point, then his promos are going to get old, he's going to get old, and he's just not going to cut. I'm not saying he's going to be, let go anytime soon during, spring cleanings or whatever, but I'm just saying he just would be the meat cutter for life at some point if that continues in his booking. Just my opinion. We got the beautiful Charlotte with her father Ric Flair in her corner versus Paige for the Divas Championship. Here I was thinking maybe a double turn could happen. Charlotte goes full heel, Paige goes full face, especially with Paige. This movie coming out soon, a holiday Christmas movie with Miz and everything. It might be a good timing for that. And then hopefully at some point you have Charlotte putting the Divas title belt in the garbage can or something. It's always that kind of promo. And then re-debuting the Women's Championship and calling it the Women's Division again. Now that's more of a face move than a heel move, because everybody wants the Women's title back and not this dang butterfly belt that we have, which I think does more to it does more of a disservice to the divas or to the women wrestlers in the WWE than a service. I mean, yeah, Total Divas spawned from it, but it's much about it. They're beautiful women, but they're also very well trained and great athletes there in the ring. All of them, not just Paige and Charlotte. So I think another step in this whole Divas Revolution thing should be, and I hope it to be, and them getting rid of the Divas title belt and bring back the Women's Championship. That would be the next step in that process, in that long process, because Rome wasn't built in a night. So revolutionizing the women's division, especially from everything that's happened from the past decades since they were called divas. That damage can't be fixed in just 1 year or 1 month. So, but I do think that would be great to see. Maybe it might even happen at WrestleMania. Maybe Sasha Banks wins the Divas Championship, and then the next night on Raw, re-debuts the Women's Championship. Maybe she's the one to do it. I don't know, but I hope someone does. Hopefully, WWE sees that should be something that they should do. But again, we'll see. Just another fan here trying to think of ideas that might be best for the WWE. It's up to the WWE to listen to their fan base and listen to everything that the fans have to say, whether it's crazy and outlandish and a kind of an idea that might not make sense at all, or ones that I know from some of my friends, whether it's my friends at Made Event Marks or Joe Corner Show, JD from NY, others. no, even OTRL Central after. But others here in the youth wrestling community that talk WWE and have podcasts, whatever, we have good ideas. Like I think our ideas are great enough that we, as a collective community, should just be the writing team, because we could pump out better Raws than what's going on right now. But again, just my opinion, don't one of those messenger sort of things. But anyways, back to predictions. I'm gonna go with Charlotte over Paige again, as I said, to successfully defend, if I can speak here, successfully defend the Divas Championship. But like I said, we gotta make that change now. The main event, the match that everybody's been waiting for and not looking forward to in a way. WWE World Heavyweight Champion Sheamus versus Roman Reigns. Will WWE have Roman Reigns just win back his title this quickly? Definitely, since he was the champion at Survivor Series, he won in that tournament. He was WWE World Heavyweight Champion. Or will they have this continue on? And I don't mean this feud with Sheamus continue on. I just mean in general continue on with his build, of his slow build of getting that redemption, the redemption story, the underdog story, whatever you want to try to call it. Because he either wins it tonight, or not tonight, but Sunday night at TLC, or he's going to be winning it at WrestleMania. Which one would you as fans want? Is really the question. Would you want him to have his moment here tonight? And I mean his true moment, because what happened in Survivor Series was the nice moment, but it wasn't the true moment because of the freaking gosh darn trashing, or cash-in. Cash-in by Sheamus to become the new WWE World Heavyweight Champion, because they needed a new heel to be champion. I should have seen it coming, but I thought WWE was going to be a little bit smarter, a little bit better in their booking, and maybe throw us a swerve within a swerve of having actually a heel turn happen between Dean and Roman, and somebody joining the Authority or something like that, especially if you had Roman do it or Dean do it. Either one, it would have been great. They just needed to pull the trigger on that plan. They didn't. They decided an hour before to have Sheamus cash in. Okay, fine. He's a champion. But all he is a paper champion and transitional champion at best. At best. I'm sorry, Sheamus. I respect you. You're a great, actually, in-ring worker. Okay? But as WWE World Heavyweight Champion, I just don't see you there anymore. That's why when he won the Money in the Bank Championship, or the Money in the Bank briefcase, at Money in the Bank, I decided not to let that happen. Didn't think WWE was going to book it that way. Didn't think that was going to be the way it goes. I thought they were going to have Roman have it, and Roman be the one cashing in on Seth Rollins in kind of a twist of what happened to Roman in a way at WrestleMania 31. His match against Brock Lesnar, Seth Rollins cashing in and winning the championship. But again, what do I know? WWE, they're WWE. So, but anyway, Sheamus is the champion. Like I said, he's a great worker, but as a champion, I didn't think he deserved to be anywhere near the championship. But the fact of the matter was, to be honest here, with the injuries piling up in WWE, and then to boot your champions, Seth Rollins is injured, the number one heel in the WWE at that time. You're thinking, oh, now we have to have a heel champion. We have to have a champion. Because you thought that way, because maybe, just maybe, before that injury happened, the plan was for Sheamus to cash in, but not win the championship. But whatever.
Good evening, Steve.
Good evening, Cooter. How are you?
Doing my thing. It's a nice Friday night. Just came back from the gym. You know how the angry one likes to do. It's been one of those days. It's been one of those weeks, Cockling. You know how it is.
Mm-hmm. So what are you? Yeah, I was talking about my prediction for the main event So Sheamus against Roman Reigns, and I kind of was on a soliloquy there talking about WWE's plans with Sheamus and having him become the champion, feeling that they had to have a heel champion because they still wanted to book Roman Reigns here, whether it's Cena 2.0 or just as their number one face. What do you think on the way that WWE went about of now having Sheamus the champion?
If it's me, wow, it's windy out here. I'm sorry. I don't know if you're getting feedback from me or not, but listen, I don't care what WWE does. You're not getting Roman Reigns over as a face at this moment in time. The best thing they could have done, like you said, if they wanted a heel champion, they should have turned Roman Reigns heel at Survivor Series or after Survivor Series. Something to really set up for a serious uh, WrestleMania program with whatever the payoff is going to be. I think we're all in the understanding that the payoff is going to be Roman Reigns, face champion, WrestleMania. I think most people are bored of that. We don't need another Cena 2.0. Quite frankly, if it was me, I would have turned him heel. And I would have said, fuck Sheamus. I would have had Sheamus try to cash in on Roman Reigns after winning, after he beats up Triple H. Right? You with me so far?
Yes, I'm with you.
All right. And then what I would have done is I would have had Triple H or somehow somebody in the authority interfere in that matchup and a screw job on Sheamus. That's what I would have done, personally, because that's something nobody would have expected after he speared Triple H, so on and so forth. It would have just made absolutely no sense and left the fans going, what the fuck is going on, scratching their heads. That's what I would have done, personally.
So if WWE goes along with their plans and having Roman Reigns have his moment at WrestleMania, becoming the man, the champion, and maybe even having a title reign to break CM Punk's record, how do you think the fans there at WrestleMania 32, there in Jerry's world, are going to react to that moment? How do you envision that moment happening?
I envision people walking out of Arlington, Texas, like, what the fuck is going on? Yeah, no thanks, but no thanks. As my personal broadcast hero star and Buck Wild once said, thanks, but no thanks. It's too little, too late. If WWE was smart and they actually listened to their fans, they would do something that would put Roman in the main event and appease themselves as well as the fans, and that the only way to do that is turn him heel. Now, for WrestleMania, I really don't know how this plays out. I don't know if we have Reigns win the Royal Rumble. It's there's so many different. Quite frankly, if I have to see Sheamus versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania, I'm going to cut my own nuts off because I really do not want to see this shit.
Hmm.
I like, seriously. There's nothing about that. Me and Cologne argued last year at Mania in terms of the Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar match. I hated the idea. I didn't think it was going to work. Yet somehow it got over. It worked. It wasn't bad. It worked. Now what? What is that?
Sorry, go on, Cooter.
What, what is
That
that?
that was John. He's in his car.
Oh, he's in his car.
Yeah, so I had to mute him for a little bit. Sorry, John.
That's all right. I don't even know where I was, Kathleen. Please bookmark me.
Yeah, you were talking about not even knowing how WrestleMania is gonna go and all that other stuff in the matches and everything.
How do we get a fair medium with what WWE wants and with what fans? It's an impossible. The Fleetwood have a garage? I don't know. Oh. Basically, what my friend is saying is, how do we park the Cadillac in the garage? And it's a good metaphor because it's the Fleetwood. It's not just any Cadillac. And the long wheelbase. That's what he's saying. And he's right in a sense. As weird as this makes sense. I mean, Roman Reigns is your Cadillac right now. He's going to be the car that you want to park in the garage. But you have to park it properly. You know, you can't do it at an angle. You got to have all four wheels on the ground type of thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, or all four wheels off of the ground. He's right. You're absolutely right. Thank you. The nose down? Head down, nose down. Yeah, about that. You're a dick. Anyway, the point is, you have to find the fair medium. And if Reigns is going to be your Cadillac, park it properly. Make him the baddest Cadillac in the lot. That's what I got to say.
Thank you, John. Hey, John, are you there? I can't hear you, John. I'm trying to get you off of mute here.
He's not
All right,
muted.
John.
Fine.
John, you there?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. How you doing this evening?
Pretty good, man. Just surviving the weather right now.
Well, yeah, I just wanted to, have you on here. I know you said you used to watch WWE back in the past. Like, when was the time that you were?
Well, before
watching?
it was WWE, I can tell you that.
What were your favorite moments of the past of the time you were watching?
Oh, it was a long time ago. Wow. Be like big cage matches, Mr. Sacco falling through, breaking through the cage, getting out on a stretcher, Sting coming down from the ceiling, all the old school stuff when they could do some insane things and guys could get very hurt, and it was a little more dangerous than it seems to be now, a little more not as scripted sometimes.
Have you ever thought about trying to watching WWE again, or ever since you left watching the product, have you ever thought about watching it again and seeing how it is?
I have. I just I use more of the internet for TV and stuff now, so I don't have as much access to that as I probably have, and having a little boy and stuff that's into some other things, he kind of takes up a lot of my TV viewing time away from me besides football. So.
You ever thought about getting the WWE Network?
I saw that. I thought that's kind of a neat little prospect. You can just do it all online like that. But it's one of those. If I get it, do I have enough time to actually make it worth my while? So I'm not. I'm still on the fence on that one.
Yeah, because those are the WWE Network. Oh, go ahead, Cooter.
I'm sorry, couple. There's a lot to be had for the network. I mean, in terms of the pay-per-views alone, it's a bargain. But you add in your NXT and all the original programming is actually pretty worth it. And for me, I don't watch a lot of the stuff live, especially NXT. I'll watch it on my way to work, when I'm driving. Yes, I'm admitting to a violation of the drive code here in New York State. Whatever. Yeah. I'm not actually watching. I'm usually just listening to the play-by-play. Well, you know what I'm saying. Like you can get the basic drift and and fill in the blanks for yourself.
Well, it's listening to a football game or a baseball game or a hockey game while you're driving. Same thing.
Well played.
And especially for a fan like how you were, John, back in the past, back in our era there, in the Attitude Era, having the WWE Network, going back, watching any of those pay-per-views, any of those moments again, reliving them, whenever you have time. And the best thing about, having a network is that you can do it anytime. Now you have to feel like you have to try to plan around it. It's just on whenever you want to sign in and watch something if you're in the mood, I guess, so to speak.
Yeah, no, that's totally true.
And then even the pay-per-views, I mean, obviously, they're on time or, once a month, but, if you miss one, you can always go back to see it, whether you think it's worth it or not. That's
Yeah,
why.
that would be worth it enough, just because that way you can kind of watch it on your own time, and you're not on that. You have a timetable, but it's not as tight as if you were watching it live. So
John, let me ask you a question.
yeah,
If you had full access to the network right now, what is the first thing you would go to? And knowing somebody like you would be like a relive moment, I'm sure, like a nostalgic moment. Obviously, you're not up to date on what's going on today. So, what would be
yeah.
your to relive?
I'd probably, I'd probably be at the mercy of the program, like the whatever software they have or however it's laid out. It's kind of like you walk into you turn on whatever Netflix and the most popular or the recently added, that kind of thing. It'd probably be what's do they have like a section that's most historic moments, something like that, something I can go back to and recognize, and that what I could connect to and be like, oh yeah, I remember watching that, like that was really cool, I want to see that again, and kind of see if I'm still interested in it or not.
What moment in particular would do it for you? You know what I'm
I
saying?
don't know, probably like some big cage rumble, something that really just was surprising that no one expected. Just something like that is probably what I would look for. One of the big as they be pay-per-view now. Something that would be really just iconic that happened in the past. It wouldn't nothing in particular. Just the first thing I probably saw. Probably a cage match. I thought that was the coolest thing when I was a kid and younger. Just the ridiculousness that ensued in that, and getting on top of the cage and guys falling through. It was just crazy.
Playing, I mean, I know you're a game. You love the past. You love the present. You're looking forward to the future. But what was the first thing in the archives that you went to for the network itself?
For me, the first thing
you went. What first thing you went to when you first subscribed to the network?
Okay, the first one I went to was that what was it, like 6 or 8 man Hell in a Cell match when Kurt Angle was WWE champion, and you had Rikishi, The Undertaker, you had Austin, Triple H, The Rock.
The truck, in the back.
That Hell in a Cell match where Rikishi was pushed off there into that truck, straw or whatever that was in there. That was the first match I went back to. And John, that's one of the best things of the WWE Network with their library, where you can just search things if you want to find a specific pay-per-view. You can just search. You go to the pay-per-view. You go to the pay-per-views, WWE. Then you go in the tab, find the pay-per-view, and then you scroll through the pay-per-view itself through the years.
That's kind of cool.
So the way they have their library, that precise, I think is pretty cool too. That if you were looking for a pay-per-view specifically, that you can search it and find it, but and you're kind of thinking they do have also that other content where best ofs and moments, and I think they even have one specifically. I know they had one about Mick Foley's career, a DVD that came out, so I'm sure it'll be in the network.
Yeah, that'd be really
already cool. Of his hellish matches, but would definitely, like, for me, like I said, that
he's had some pretty nasty ones for sure.
Yeah, for sure. So from any of the times that you did try to watch WWE, from the long layoff from the last time you did watch, what did you watch and what made you think, oh, I really don't need to come back to this?
Just, I think it wasn't the fact that I didn't want to watch it because I found it interesting. I think some of it kind of turned me off, like whenever I'd be random passing and late in the evening or something, and son's in bed or whatever, and I'd flip through and it would be it was more about the drama of it and people taking over this business and things like that, and it got a little too dramatic for me. It wasn't. I wanted to see the matches. I wanted to see the drama unfold there, where guys were, fighting, doing their thing, and it turned more into people just talking on the stage for 20 minutes, and then 3 wrestle matches that weren't even very entertaining. That kind of turned me off. And maybe it was just the timing. I'd watch a random, Raw here or something like that. It would turn me off from pursuing it any further. But I think more so than that was just life, not having the time to really put into it. I kind of chose other things to put my time into.
Yeah, that's understandable. But no, I was just wondering, because I know people that watch it religiously, is like me or Cooter and Mike Colon and others. That's kind of our issues as well with WWE. That it is more talk, more promos than it is actual wrestling matches, and that's why I don't know. Like I said, if you do get the WWE Network and ever do give a show a chance, like I said, you can watch them whenever you can. That's the best thing about having a network. Is give NXT a shot. Watch an NXT show. or at least maybe a couple of matches or whatever, because it seems like the way they book it there, and Triple H is in charge. That's kind of his baby there with NXT. Um, that the way that they do things and have the promos that they do have short and sweet to the point, either in the ring or something like that. That they just the show in itself just seems like it's produced much more smoothly than the Raws and SmackDowns. That maybe, if anything, maybe you give it a shot for NXT, and that's one of the cool things that I do like about the WWE Network, that they give for people that might want to be new subscribers. They let them have the first month absolutely free. And if you want, by the end of that month or whatever that is, that time period, you can unsubscribe just as quickly, and you don't have to pay a dime, as long as obviously you don't make it to the next criteria to pay for the next month, obviously. But just giving it a month, and like I said, watching some content and just seeing what the network truly is about, I think you would like it. Obviously, I wouldn't know, and specifically, but I think just from talking to you, I think you might enjoy some of the content that's there, and if you give it a month and the times that you are able to, and see what's all it's all made of.
I hope WWE. I hope they see your video here, and they can give you a little shout out in a commercial, for selling people on their network. I can tell you that.
Well, I mean, it is only $9.99 after the first 3 months, and they're also promoting having this WWE card where you can actually, I think, get up to 3 months for X amount of money, and then you just pay for the card, put the card in. When you sign to the network, sign your account, and then you only go there for 3 months. But I think, like I said, from talking to you, I think it would just behoove you to do the 3 months, and you don't have to put a dime to it, and just see what you think of it. And if you think it's something worthwhile moving forward, then you just pay the $9.99 monthly and not have to. See, that's the great thing. They used to have 6-month contracts, 6-month things where you had to pay for 6 months. That's when I started joining up. Now they've changed it all the way to the point where again, it's just monthly increments. So, but yeah, I think the network definitely is a great product. That's why I promote out of it as I can to people, because I think when people do have the time to watch it and see it, it's definitely great. Especially for people from my era, our era, even for the nostalgic aspect, to watch pay-per-views of the past. Because even me, sometimes, from watching other people's podcasts and videos, and they talk about a specific match of the past, I go, oh, I forgot about this one. I sign back into my network, find the pay-per-view, and relive it again, and go, oh, I remember this, whatever. Because, memories fade with life. So.
No, and I think their biggest product to sell is, I don't know how popular wrestling is now, in WWE, how popular it is, but I have to assume it's not as big as it was in, the 90s and early 2000s, just because of people that I see when I was a kid or in, high school, whatever. You'd see it everywhere, T-shirts, cars, stickers, whatever, and now in social media, now you don't see it as much, so I would assume that it's not as big as maybe it was.
Mm-hmm.
And so hooking those people that did watch it, when they were a little younger, and giving them that history, they can go back and go, oh man, yeah, I remember seeing this, and maybe get them hooked on the new stuff. That's definitely, I think, what they're shooting for, and I think that's their best business model for sure.
Oh yeah. Cooter, are you still there? Cooter. I was gonna try to get him back on to have him try to explain to you what fans of now perceiving of WWE, and how things have changed, and just the many issues. And I think one of the main things, at least from my perspective, watching now, being I think they just got hit a rough patch right now with injuries. Many superstars being out and not had the foresight to try to book other superstars strong to take the place of injured ones. That now that they're kind of in a tight hole spot, and they're just floundering here trying to get to the Royal Rumble and to WrestleMania. I mean, even, I don't mean to go in circles again, but, after TLC, after this Sunday, I think this would be the best time for you or anybody here watching live or archived to join the WWE Network, even for a free month, because it's the road to the Royal Rumble. Royal Rumble being one of the best pay-per-views in WWF, formerly WWF WWE history.
Yeah.
And if you want to give it a free month and give it a shot of other programming, in between, of course. And then for that one pay-per-view being the Royal Rumble and watching that, because for me, I always love the Royal Rumble for the special entrance and maybe comebacks and all that other stuff. But that's another, I guess, sell there if you're thinking about it.
Yeah. No, I hear you. Thanks for having me on, but I gotta go do some family things here.
That's fine.
Thanks for
even stopping by.
Yeah, for sure. I'll hit you up on the next one here. We'll talk some Packers football in Dallas here soon.
Yes, sir. Take care.
Sounds good, bud. Bye.
Bye. Peace.
Copleen.
But yeah.
That was interesting. That was interesting.
That was. I mean, I was like a salesman trying to do a sales pitch for the WWE Network there.
I know. Where's our royalties?
But I just thought of it.
Was LPH.
So
the only thing this episode was missing was LPH.
No. LPH would have definitely given here and there earful.
Yeah, he would have ranted and raved. Listen, I love you. I got to get going. I got to finally go home. I haven't been home at my house since Tuesday, so it's about time.
Oh my gosh.
Go home, shower, wash myself.
Well, thanks for stopping by, man.
I love you, brother. I'll talk to you soon.
All right, enjoy your weekend.
You too, brother. Peace.
Peace. But, like I said, for people that don't have the WWE Network yet, this is the best time to do it. And I mean, after TLC this Sunday, of course, because you can't get it right now and be able to get Royal Rumble. That's just not best business for WWE. I'm sorry. So, after WWE TLC, Monday morning, or the week, whatever, get the WWE Network. The Stone Cold, I think, if I'm not mistaken, and maybe I am, someone let me know. But if I'm not mistaken, and thinking that the WWE Network will have Stone Cold Steve Austin on his podcast with Shawn Michaels after Raw here, after WWE TLC. I mean, I'm just thinking here. So, if that's the case, then another reason to get the network, to be able to watch that in its entirety, not having to see snippets or hear things or whatever. You have the WWE Network. You just sign in, find it, and everything. Like I said, their search library, just a library that they have of content from the past. Like, let's say, you came from the Attitude Era, but you also enjoyed WCW. They have WCW Monday Nitro. WCW Monday Nitro episodes. They have I think they have the DVD of Sting, I think, is soon to be on the network. That came out a little bit ago. Because I know John was talking about Sting. Sting was one of his favorite wrestlers of the past. See Sting in matches in his heyday. And like I said, the best time, besides WrestleMania being your free month, or trying to be the free month. I don't know if WWE will get to a point where they know that, and WrestleMania, the month of April there for WrestleMania will be the 1 month out of the 12 that can't be used for new subscriber free months because it's WrestleMania. I don't know. I would hope they wouldn't do that. But I guess I would kind of understand that because it is WrestleMania. It is their Super Bowl. You still want to try and make a profit of something, even with the great price of $9.99. In that way, but either way, besides WrestleMania being the best time to have the free month of the WWE Network as a new subscriber, we'll be right here, right now, after WWE TLC at midnight or 1 minute after midnight on Monday, if you really wanted to get the WWE Network for the month. For the month of January going into the pay-per-view, or unless you have to wait to the end of the actual month. Actually, if I'm thinking correctly, I kind of misspoke there. I apologize. I think you actually do have to wait till you get to near the end of December, after Christmas, and then get that free month for January, and then the Royal Rumble. I apologize, thinking of the wrong way of doing things. But either way, like I said, I think this would be the best time for people to do that and be able to see what the WWE Network is made of and what the WWE Network was created really for, and that's us, fans from the 90s, really. Whether you say it's just because of the nostalgia aspect of it, sure, I'm sure that's part of it and most of it, but also it's for watching NXT, for watching the pay-per-views, of course, because now it's solely on the WWE Network, at least. I think it seems like that's going to be the point, but no, right? Here we're heading towards the ride to the Royal Rumble, which is on the road to WrestleMania. The Royal Rumble, it's an off ramp on the road to WrestleMania. So is Fastlane technically, but well, actually, if you want to equate it to driving on a highway on an actual road to WrestleMania, you can call Fastlane more of one of those quick stops areas where where people that you see in the highways. But anyways, the Royal Rumble being the first stop here on the road to WrestleMania, and like I said, that would be the best time if you're not. Excuse me. Obviously, if you're not already a member or a subscriber to the WWE Network, it'd be the best time. Trust me, you will not be disappointed. It'd be the best time to use your free month. And even with all the issues with WWE and the booking and all the other stuff that I've talked about, Cooter's talked about on his show, and others have talked about just in general on Twitter or however they can. Fine, that's true. That's dang true. But you get into WrestleMania season, you get into the drive to the Royal Rumble. That, like I said, that's the best time to start if you're not subscribed yet, and also watch the programs from the WWE Network, like Unfiltered, great content. Renee Young, host. She's beautiful and smart. Come on now, Unfiltered, check that out. Legends with JBL. They did an episode with JBL, Triple H, Shawn Michaels, Stone Cold, talking about the history of The Undertaker and their interactions with him and the stories and also other stuff. Great content, great show. WWE countdown of things. Who doesn't love countdowns? Well, I'm sure there are people that don't, but I would assume most are. So WWE Countdown, that show. Counting out things of the past or just things in general. Also, Table for Three, talking about stories of the past. They had the women wrestlers of the past. Excuse me, Victoria, Molly Holly, and Alundra Blaze were one of them. And then you had The New Day, one of them. Also, if you have your first month free, go back to WrestleManias of the past to watch. Me, besides watching that 6-8 man Hell in a Cell match when Kurt Angle was defending his WWE Championship, the other match that I went to after that one, the very next one I wanted to see, WrestleMania 2000 Fatal 4-Way for the WWE Championship. Mankind with Linda McMahon in his corner, The Rock with Vince McMahon in his corner, Triple H with Stephanie McMahon, and The Big Show with Shane McMahon in his corner, Fatal 4-Way for the WWE Championship, WrestleMania 2000. Okay, so you can relive those things as well. And then after your free month, if you think it's worthwhile for your own investment moving forward, the great thing about that, you just pay per month increments, $9.99. So I don't know. I feel like I'm Michael Cole trying to promote the one out of it, but I just think this time of year would be the best time for new subscribers to give it a chance. If only for the one free month. That's fine. That's your prerogative. But I would strongly advise that January be that month. January, or if available, April for WrestleMania. As I I say that, actually, I'm gonna go check here to make sure for sure that Royal Rumble's in January. I think so, but yep, January 24th. So heck, you can. So for John and others that aren't WWE fans or were fans back in our day, back in the 90s, the Attitude Era, and or just in general, if you do want to do the 1 month Christmas, the day after Christmas, 26th, 28th, whatever date you want, that can be the start of your month because it'll go December 28th to January 28th, and obviously then the Royal Rumble will be within that because it'll be. So as I just checked, the Royal Rumble is on January 26th, Sunday, January 26th. So, so it can't be right after TLC. I misspoke there. I was wrong. It can't be, midnight, into Monday or 1 a.m. Monday. You would have to wait until after Christmas, after the 26th, because like you said, it goes the full month. So December 28th, or if you really wanted to, January 2nd or 3rd after, you celebrate the new year. Excuse me. Man, I'm starting to lose my voice here promoting the network. I really wish someone in WWE watched this video in this episode. But anyways, my point is, though, seriously, in all seriousness, I really do think that January would be the best for non-subscribers to give it a chance. And then let me know what you think. Let me know what programs you saw. Maybe there was some shows or some content that you liked that maybe I didn't bring up at all. Maybe because I don't watch them. What your favorites were for while you're for 1 month. I mean, I'm promoting this network so well, I should have a promo code for it. But I don't know. It'd be kind of cool. I'm promoting the WWE Network for John here, who was on the show earlier. Have a promo code. Working with WWE promo code. With my promo code Steve's Ramble or something. But no, seriously, January being the month to watch Royal Rumble, one of the best pay-per-views WWE ever had and will have. 30-man Rumble. Heck, 1 year they did 40-man. So if you want, you have the free months of the network. You go back, you go to the WWE, pay-per-views, WWE Royal Rumble. Go back to that year and watch the 40-man Royal Rumble. I believe Alberto Del Rio won that one. Because Santino Marella was one of the finalists. So definitely check it out. But thanks to everybody that watched to give my predictions for WWE TLC. Hopefully that goes well. And I will talk to you in the next video, which will probably be next week for Talking Package with Steve. With this being the holidays and being busy, I probably won't be able to do 2 videos a week, and that just being the podcast episodes moving forward. So hopefully that's all right with everybody. But if you are new and this is your very first video, welcome to subscribe, like, share, and comment. But as always, enjoy your weekend and take care.